Oh, you've got Ron Barler and Gareth John. Thank you so much for joining us. Could you take a mic each so we can hear you? Guys, how are you feeling right now?
Very excited. Of course, yeah.
Buzzing.
Yeah.
Do you know where you're going to keep your awards yet? Have you got an idea?
I'm going to have to reinforce a shelf because it's pretty cheeky. They are quite.
So tell us, where did you start with creating a soundscape for Dune 2, and how different was it from Dune 1?
Dune 2 is a much bigger, more epic film than Dune Part 1. Dune 1 that I worked on was like a setup for it, was a fantastic setup, but this really pays it off in such a big, epic way, and we had to redesign everything. Ornithopters are bigger, the worms are bigger, there's more worms, it's just on and on. And of course, you got a giant score from Hans Zimmer, so we had a lot on our plate.
Because everything is bigger with Dune 2. What does that actually mean for you in the sound department? How does that affect your day-to-day?
The sets were bigger, the cast was bigger, the whole film was enormous. We just went out to capture the performances the best way we could and just bring it to life and immerse the audience in the whole world of Dune.
And because obviously you're creating a world for us. This is not a world that we are privy to necessarily. So where do you even start when it comes to research?
We start by listening to Denis. He's the visionary, he's the genius behind this whole thing, and we really put stock in everything he does. And I remember the first day on Dune 2, I did a tech mix where we just blast through the film in a couple days, and it was just so much work, but that's the day where I really got an idea of what he was after, what he wanted, and he was right there beside me the whole time. And it's just wonderful to really get that from him. And he doesn't even have to speak that much, but you just get it. He's such a genius with that. And so I would say it all comes from him.
So how did he challenge you then in that sort of first meeting? Was there anything that you were like, oh my goodness, we now have to do this?
He challenged us by making a giant movie with so much stuff in it. It was awesome. I mean, daunting, of course, and even the voice, we did different techniques to bring that to another level. And when Timothy Chalamet at the end really nails it, to even make it bigger than the other ones. And all of these setups are done as an arc in the film to create great dynamics involved. So it's not just full-on action, loud stuff all the time. We bring in very low, quiet, intimate scenes like in the tent or on the edge of the sand dune and the sand walk. And it's really a beautiful love story entwined in this giant action film. So it was great to do all these great dynamics.
What were some of the most sort of unusual techniques that you utilised to create either the creatures or the machinery?
We had various challenges of working in the desert and capturing the actors. One useful trick we did, which was me and my boom swinger Tom, we found a way to get a microphone into Timothy's Fremen nose tubes. We managed to hide a mic right there. That was quite useful for us. But yeah, lots of challenges with the sound, as you can imagine.
Yeah. What about the worm, creating that kind of really dense, bassy?
That's the amazing talent of Richard King, who was a sound supervisor on this, and his team, developing that sound. And they went through a lot of things, machinations of trying to find the coolest thing. Because, obviously, when's the last time you saw, a 500-foot worm? So he had to come up with some really cool ideas to make those sounds and layer them up. And when that worm approaches and crashes through the dune, they really tuned the low end where it's not just a big low rumble through the whole thing. It's very tuned and very, a lot of perspectives involved, and then a complete chaos as he's falling. All of that goes into one worm ride, and trading off with how it moved into transition into Hans's music. We really worked on that to get that just right, to make that a very epic set piece.
Do we have any questions in the room? Yes.
Hi, this is Ahmed from Popcornia. Firstly, congrats on the award.
Thank you.
Now, could you give me a bit more of an idea of the collaborative work you had with Denis and with the other departments on the film?
for us on location, the level of collaboration from all the departments was just unbelievable. I mean, we had help from the grips department, camera department, locations department. Everyone helped, you know, to sort of keep the sets quiet. It was a real team effort. So it was just a wonderful job to be on from that point of view.
Any more questions from the room? Thank you so much, guys. Enjoy the rest of your night.
Thank you very much.
Congratulations.